Grantmakers East Forum, it's a gathering of people who are proud to be practitioners. We think that we know how to do things and that we have tested different things on the field. And then Grantmakers East Forum is always trying, in fact, to share this what we learned working with civil society. And we were kind of, we thought that it's enough about speaking about shrinking space of civil society only in this pessimistic, like there is nothing else after this. Because on another hand, we as practitioners saw that there are so many different initiatives in the space of civil society that were born because space was shrinking. And then this is the reason why we choose this type of title, to make sure that whoever comes here, in fact, is coming here to share what are the good things that are going on in the field and what are those initiatives that we can continue to build on. I think that Grantmakers East Forum, it's an important gathering because we have succeeded to change with time. So since we exist for 22 years, we don't even remember people who were founding this. And in 22 years, so many narratives and so many contexts has changed. And every time, Grantmakers East Forum succeeded to give some type of responses. I think that Grantmakers East Forum, or GEF, succeeds to change and then to give answer on issues that are issues at that moment.
The challenge for democracy in cities is fundamental. How do we think about democracy in the age of interdependence? How do we think about freedom in the age of interdependence? How do we think about democracy in the age where we are organizing for large-scale transitions of society, where we don't have the societal trust that drives them? So democracy in the 21st century is going to actually invite us to rethink what it means to be human, what it means to be sovereign, what it means to be free, and perhaps even what does democracy mean in that reality. So I would like to imagine what the 21st century civil rights movements are. That's the real revolutions of the 21st century. And we will only get there if we start to really re-embrace the science and build it back into a public consciousness. That, I think, is the challenge of the 21st century. Technology has a fundamental role in reimagining and helping us reimagine this world. And the question is, how do we think about technology as a capacity to think about a linked and systems world? So the challenge is not necessarily technology per se. I think is how do we build the institutional infrastructure that relates to actually the reality of our technology. And I think the biggest failings is our mental models no longer relate to the possibility of what technology offers us. Our ability to think through an interdependent world is perhaps less there than our ability to deliver it technologically. Technology is already there, and it's being manifest in largely 20th century ways. We're using technology in 20th century ways. The question is, can we use it for 21st century needs? That's a real open opportunity.
In my opinion, EFC role is to build this framework for philanthropy. And if we do it right, if we write the good framework, then in fact, this is the only way that philanthropy will have its impact. Otherwise, we will be just isolated islands trying to do different small things, and then in 10 years, we'll be lost.
If we want to talk about democratic values, we're going to have to talk about cities which unleash the full capacity of every individual. Organizations which have a moral obligation to unleash the full capacity of every individual. So rather than actually talking about let's give jobs just because we want to have bullshit jobs, let's talk about how we unleash the full capacity of every citizen and every employee. That is a different moral and social contract in the 21st century.